Hello, welcome everyone for joining our webinar today. So I'm just going to start by a short introduction of myself. My name is Sin Yi. I'm a business development associate with K2 University. So we are going to talk about this webinar where we'll be discussing about how to start your journey in Salesforce. K2 University, we are a Salesforce authorized training provider. So throughout this webinar, I'll be sharing with you how is the Salesforce ecosystem like and how you can start your journey. All right, so let's go ahead. All right, so first of all, before we start to talk about the ecosystem, first thing first, let's talk about what is Salesforce. So Salesforce is a cloud-based customer relationship management platform. It enables businesses to manage customer data, sales operations, and also marketing campaigns. Salesforce has been ranked as the #1 CRM software for 10 consecutive years now, and it has been predicted to generate more than 9.3 million job opportunities worldwide by 2026. So in 2022, despite of a talk of global recession, Salesforce has saw a 19% increase in global talent demand. However, the global talent supply has decreased by 20% in established market and 16% in emerging markets. So on the right-hand side, you can see some of the Salesforce products that we all should be pretty familiar with will be Salesforce Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Commerce Cloud. I believe that we have all heard of Tableau before, as well as Slack. So these are some of the common products that the tech industry is using right now for Salesforce. And then later on, you can see below that we talk about Salesforce revenue. From 2010 to 2023, you can see a steady growth on Salesforce revenue by the billions. So we'll talk about why transition to Salesforce. Salesforce, although they have been 10 years running and even longer, it is still considered an emerging tech. So why would you transition to Salesforce? First of all, since the impact of COVID-19, we have seen a global transition of on-premises softwares moving to the cloud. So, and approximately there's about 15,000 open jobs in the Salesforce market right now, with some of the biggest names in the world, for example, L'Oreal, Spotify. So, what are the benefits of moving into the Salesforce ecosystem? First of all, the career progression. Salesforce is rapidly growing their technologies, which means you will have limitless opportunities to refine your skills and also grow within the ecosystem. Aside from that, Salesforce also have outstanding salary potential. So a career in Salesforce is highly rewarding monetarily. A quick search online would tell you that most Salesforce roles in the system have a median salary around USD 86,000 to 140,000. But of course, this is just a reference. Depending on the job and also the roles that and your responsibilities, it would differ. Another thing is that Salesforce career would give you a very good work-life balance. Oh, sorry. Will give you a great work-life balance. So for example, a lot of the Salesforce professionals love the flexibility they have in their job as they mostly work remotely or in a hybrid arrangement. Aside from that, Salesforce has one of the world's biggest communities in tech, which comprises of professionals and non-professionals who are always ready to come to your rescue. For example, you can quickly Google Salesforce Trailhead and also the Trailblazer community. So that is a very large community with people who are always ready to help out in terms of any Salesforce solutions. So let's talk about what type of roles are in the Salesforce ecosystem. Generally, it's split into two categories. One of it would be the end user roles, where you will hear a lot of people are Salesforce administrators, Salesforce developers, and also Salesforce marketers. So generally, a Salesforce administrator is an individual that helps a company get the most out of Salesforce, extending the functionality using clicks, not code. Salesforce developers would be an individual that extends the functionality on the Salesforce platform by using code, and Salesforce marketer would be people, individual who would be needed to run the marketing campaigns and optimize performance for businesses that are using Salesforce marketing product. And for the consulting roles, we have Salesforce business analysts, Salesforce functional consultants, and also Salesforce architect. So a business analyst will be someone who will look at a company's processes and figure out what is working, what is not, in order to create user requirement for the Salesforce implementation. For functional consultants, they are individuals that are skilled in the implementation of Salesforce and its many features. They will take user requirements and translate this into Salesforce solution that will then be implemented. For Salesforce architect, they are individuals who will be expected to understand business processes and also Salesforce product inside out. They will be responsible for overseeing complex solutions and ensuring their success. So in today's webinar, we will mainly be talking about 4 roles, particularly the first one being Salesforce administrators, second one Salesforce functional consultant, third Salesforce developer, and the fourth will be Salesforce technical consultant. So over in this slide, we will be talking about generally the pay bracket for all these 4 roles and also the statistics in terms of the certification. So for example, first of all, Salesforce administrator, these are all, so just to let everyone know, these pay brackets are just a reference of the US market. So for example, junior pay band for Salesforce administrator will be about 92,000 to 114,000, whereas a senior pay band will be looking at 114,000 to 149,000. And as of the moment, based on Mason Frank's report in 2023, 86% of the Salesforce administrator in the market is already certified, and 92% of them believe that having a certification will help you stand out in the job market. And then for Salesforce functional consultant, same thing, junior pay band 117,000 to about 143,000. Senior pay band will be looking at 143,000 to 167,000. 76% of the Salesforce functional consultant out there are certified. 88% of them believe that certifications will help you stand out in the job market. For Salesforce developer, you are looking about 101,000 to 130,000 for a junior and 130,000 to 180,000 for a senior. So 83% of the Salesforce developer in the market are already certified, with 83% of them believing that a certification would help you in the job market. For Salesforce technical consultant, juniors will be looking at 134,000 to 168,000, and seniors will be looking at 168,000 to about 190,000. And 79% of the Salesforce technical consultant in the market are already certified, whereas 86% of them believe that a certification would help you stand out. So from here, we can see a very clear picture that the Salesforce administrator and Salesforce developer, we have more certified people in the market. So later on in the next few slides, I will explain to you why. So first off, we will start by an in-depth look into the Salesforce administrator role. A Salesforce administrator works with stakeholders to define system requirements and also customize the platform. So from below, you can see that these would be career progression path that will be available to a Salesforce administrator. Based on this graph alone, you could see that Salesforce administrator basically is the beginning of all Salesforce career. So you will need to be certified in Salesforce administrator first in order for you to progress to the remaining tracks. For example, Salesforce developer, Salesforce consultant, and also Salesforce business analyst. So we'll talk about some of the background of people who could potentially convert their career into a Salesforce administrator. So for example, business analysts, system administrators, people who are already administrators or analysts in other CRMs, and also Salesforce end users or customers. Some of the skills and experiences that would be required for a Salesforce administrator to have or expected for a Salesforce administrator to have is ability to build custom apps and objects, formula fields, workflows, and custom views, ability to create Salesforce profiles, allocate roles, and manage access, and also exceptional ability to create and maintain Salesforce databases. So even though we state the skills and experiences here, a lot of the Salesforce administrators out in the market right now started off even without tech background. So generally, Salesforce is a great career for people to move into if they're looking to have a progressive career into the technology industry. So for example, some of the certification that Salesforce administrator would possess will be, of course, Salesforce Certified Administrator, Salesforce Certified Platform App Builder, depending on the track they would like to progress into, and also Salesforce Certified Advanced Administrator. So next, we'll be talking about Salesforce Functional Consultant. So a Salesforce Functional Consultant implement and optimize Salesforce product in an effective and scalable way that is in line with their clients' requirements. For example, Salesforce Functional Consultant would be people who are working in the cloud products. So for example, Salesforce Service Cloud Consultant, Salesforce Sales Cloud Consultant, or even Salesforce Business Analyst. So you can see here the progression generally will begin with a functional consultant and a senior functional consultant follow up with a solutions architect. So the background of people who are able to convert their career to a Salesforce functional consultant would be business analysts, Salesforce administrators, as I've mentioned before, and also Salesforce end users or customers. So the skills experiences generally that a Salesforce functional consultant would possess, they would have extensive knowledge of Salesforce platform and its architecture. Most of them will tend to have experience with agile project delivery and preferably either Scrum Master certification or experience working on Scrum teams. This is because they will be working very much with the clients on Salesforce project implementation. So most of them would possess knowledge or even certification project management. And they will also generally have experience with data migration and also data migration tools. So for example, some of the certification, first of all, of course, Salesforce administrator, they would tend to have this certification as the beginning. But in the future, if they were to move into specific clouds, they would tend to have, for example, Salesforce Certified Sales Cloud Consultant Certificate, Salesforce Certified Service Cloud, and also Salesforce Certified Experience Cloud. So when we talk about Salesforce developer, most developers who work with Salesforce technologies build custom business apps and solutions, either with the Salesforce platform or with Heroku. So you can see from the graph that basically their progression follows developer, senior Salesforce developer, and then moving on to the tech lead and also a Salesforce architect. So for developer, they will require more technical skills. So we will be looking at people with background in probably JavaScript, so junior software developer, QA or UAT tester, and Salesforce administrator. These are the people who potentially could convert their career into Salesforce developer. For the skills and experience, there will be a lot of technical skills involved. So generally comfortable using Visualforce native, SOQL, and MySQL. Understand web technology such as JavaScript. Okay, so the programming language for Salesforce platform is called Apex, which is a language that is pretty similar to Java. So there are a lot of people who already have experience in the Java sphere, tends to move into Salesforce developer as it is easier for them to understand the language. Aside from that, you also need to have an in-depth knowledge of Salesforce programming and administration. The certification that they tend to possess and also attain would be Salesforce Certified Administrator, Salesforce Platform Developer 1, and Salesforce Certified Platform App Builder. So a Salesforce technical consultant would be considered one of the progression track for a Salesforce developer as well. Salesforce technical consultants possess deep understanding of cloud solutions and implement specialized back-end changes to a customer Salesforce setup. For example, their progression would move on from a technical consultant, senior technical consultant to a technical architect and then enterprise architect. So same thing as Salesforce developer, they would need technical skills. So a lot of them come from backgrounds such as software engineer, Salesforce developer, and also Salesforce administrator. They will need to have extensive understanding of the Salesforce platform, including working with Apex, Visualforce, Lightning triggers, and Lightning web components. They will also need to understand and have experience with Salesforce architecture and API. Generally, they would also be experienced using GitHub or other version of control software. So the certification they typically possess would be Salesforce Certified Administrator, Platform Developer 1, Certified Platform App Builder. Very similar to developer, but this would be one step up. So after speaking about the benefits of getting into Salesforce, the roles available, and also the experiences and skills that they would typically possess, how do you get started in Salesforce? So Salesforce is one of the fastest growing companies in the world of cloud technologies and solutions. There are plenty of opportunities for everyone, thus many have been considering a switch into a Salesforce career. A career switch is never easy, but fortunately, there are plenty of resources available online for you to transition into Salesforce. For example, first things first, instructor-led classes. So you will be able to find instructor-led classes on Salesforce Trailhead Academy. And of course, K2 University ourselves would also provide instructor-led classes. Other than that, some people would tend to go for self-paced training. So self-paced training, same thing, Salesforce Trailhead would be the best, would be a good place for you to start. And we also have our acquired company Focus on Force, who typically provides practice exams and also study guide for you to do self-paced learning. Other than that, you could also check on the supplementary Salesforce training resources such as Salesforce YouTube and also the Trailblazer community discussion boards as I've mentioned earlier. The community there are always very ready to help if you face any trouble, be it during your project implementation or during your learning journey. So if you are an end user, or let's say you have already attained your certification working on a project right now on the Salesforce system, there's also in-app guided Salesforce training that you can use. So maybe after all this, let's talk about Salesforce certifications, right? So the benefits of being Salesforce certified, 67% of the Salesforce professionals have noticed an increase in their salary after gaining a certification. Among these that reported an increase in salary post-certification, they cited that they received an average raise of 21%. So there are already 78% of certified Salesforce professional in the market, while another 9% of them are currently working towards their first certification. If you do a quick Google search for Salesforce opening opportunities, open jobs, you can actually see that most of them would require you to be certified in the solutions that they are looking for. So 90% of the Salesforce ecosystem actually believes that having a Salesforce certification makes you more marketable in the competitive space. The top 3 Salesforce certifications that most people would attain would be Salesforce Certified Administrator, naturally so, since that is the first step into Salesforce for everyone, and the Salesforce Certified Platform App Builder and Salesforce Certified Platform Developer 1. So now that we know the benefits of being certified in Salesforce, what could be some of the potential challenges of getting these certifications? So 43% of the candidates who started studying for a certificate end up stopping before achieving a certificate. Why? Most of them attributes that to self-procrastination and also a lack of motivation. So generally, Salesforce ecosystem as a whole, a lot of people are promoting and also encouraging people to do self-learning. However, many also cite issues with self-directed learning because that's typically the first choice of study mode due to the many free resources available online. However, most of them are not able to concentrate, they're not able to follow through, and there's actually a lot of resources online for them to comb through. So it might be a little bit exhausting for them to find the right resources. So a common hurdle that many people also face in training or upskilling is of course a lack of time due to work or personal commitments. So after talking about the challenges, how can K2 University help you in starting your journey in Salesforce? First of all, let's talk about our instructor-led classes, as I've mentioned before. So we have instructor-led classes for multiple category and also different segments of Salesforce. But today I will just highlight 4 classes. First of all, ADX 201, Essentials for New Lightning Experience Administrators. So this is the course that will help you in getting certified as a Salesforce Certified Administrator, which is the first step for everyone, as I've repeatedly mentioned over this webinar. All right, so it's a 40 hours training. Typically, it could be conducted over 5 full days on 10 evenings classes. And all of the classes that we are conducting are conducted virtually, so you'll be able to join remotely. All of the trainers that we have are certified Salesforce instructors. The second class that I would like to speak about is MKT 101, which stands for Marketing 101, right? So build and analyze customer journey using Marketing Cloud. These would be for people who would be looking at getting certified as the Marketing Cloud administrators. It's a 40 hours training, same, 5 full days or 10 evenings, also virtual class. And then the third class we'll be talking about would be DX403, which is Declarative Development for Platform App Builders in Lightning Experience. So these would lead for a Certified Platform App Builder certification. 40 hours training as well, 5 full days, 10 evenings, virtual class. The last one will be DX450, Build Applications Programmatically on the Salesforce platform. That will lead you to become a Certified Platform Developer 1. 40 hours training as well, 5 full days, 10 evenings with virtual training. So other additional resources that we have would be Focus on Force, which is our acquired company. They provide study guides and also practice exams for you to ace the certification exam. We also have 1-day exam prep classes for all of the certifications above. Basically, it would be a 4 hours one-to-one prep class with our certified instructors. They will be able to help you in any challenges that you face in order to attain your certification. And of course, with all of these classes, we also able to sell certification exam vouchers to you. So you can do all the training and also get your certification exam as a one-stop shop with us. All right, so other than our instructor-led classes, we have a very interesting program, which we call the Salesforce Career Launchpad. So Salesforce Career Launchpad is a 10 weeks program for people to start their journey in Salesforce, and generally it comes in two paths. So the technical path is designed to generate a ready-to-go 360 Salesforce consultant who is able to implement programmatic solutions, work in agile teams, and manage the business analysis and platform administrations. So the training and a certification that comes in this path will be Salesforce Administrator Certification, the beginning for everyone in a Salesforce journey, Salesforce Platform Developer Certification, SAFE, Scrum Agile Framework Practitioner Certification, and also an in-house developed program called K2 Soft Skills Accelerator. And then for the functional path, this version is designed to generate a ready-to-go Salesforce functional consultant who is able to work in agile teams and also manage the business analysis and platform administration. So the four certifications that you will attain by going for the functional path would be Salesforce Administrator Certification, Salesforce Business Analyst Certification, SAFE Practitioner Certification, and also the K2 Soft Skills Accelerator. So just a quick overview into how the program schedule would look like. For example, for the functional consultant, you would be looking at 10 weeks training, as I mentioned earlier. So you'll be doing official instructor-led class for the ADX 201, which is the administrator course, and then follow up with soft skills or agile methodology, which is the official Safe for Teams Agile Framework training. Follow up with custom hybrid flow management and also an exam prep for ADX 201. So in the exam prep, you'll be preparing for the certification. It will come during office hours, and it will come with question and answer session with the trainer. So in week 6 and week 7, you'll be looking at BA preparation, meaning business analyst preparation. So if you were to go to Salesforce Trailhead website, you can see that there is actually no official training for business analysts. This is a custom developed program by our certified instructors on business analyst training. So it will be a live instructor-led workshop with some self-paced training content, including the preparation for certification. So in week 8 and week 9, you'll be doing real-world assignments where you will be given to use hands-on platform challenges. Basically, we would customize hands-on challenges based on the solution that we have worked on with our many clients. And then week 10, you will end with exam prep for your business analyst. So in this 10 weeks program, you'll be able to attain 4 certificates, as I've mentioned before: ADX 201, the Business Analyst Certification, Safe for Team Certification, and also the K2 Soft Skills Accelerator. So for the technical consultant, you'll be focusing on the technical skills side. So you will first still start off with ADX 201 because, as I've mentioned repeatedly over this webinar, it is the first step for everyone to join Salesforce ecosystem, right? And then week 3, you will be doing our Safe for Teams. Week 4 will be an exam prep for ADX 201. Week 5 and week 6, you'll be doing DEX 450, which is the developer certification classes. Week 7, follow up with a custom hybrid flow. Week 8 would be an exam prep for DEX 450. So once by week 8, you should already have administrator and also developer knowledge. And then week 9 and 10, you'll be working on the real world assignments. So since we have mentioned about Skilled Agile Framework, I will also talk briefly about it since some people may not be so familiar. Basically, Skilled Agile Framework is a methodology that is regarding project management. All right, so we have 2 separate courses that is available, and in fact, you can purchase Safe for Teams and also Agile Scrum Master separately. You can attend these classes without having to go through Salesforce training if that is of your liking. So for example, say for teams, you will learn about your role in the team and your team's role on the Agile Release Train. It's a 5 days virtual instructor-led class. Whereas for Agile Scrum Master, you will learn to coach Agile teams to deliver business value at scale. So you will be certified and also lead companies to succeed with Agile and Scrum. Same thing, 5 days training with virtual instructor. So we will also explain a little bit about the K2 University hands-on project challenges. So we provide real-life project implementation challenges to the program's participants for both functional and also technical journeys. Each set of these intensive challenges is equivalent to 6 months of experience in a real-life project. After completing the program, our participants will have the equivalent of 18 months of vital hands-on experiences. So just to share a little bit more, we have 3 stage generally for this hands-on project challenge. For a beginner, you would approach the initial business implementation of a Salesforce project, particularly related to the environment and user setup, analysis of the data model, architecture, and basic configuration. In the intermediate stage, you will gain the experience you need to manage complex security and access scenarios, business automation, and deep analytics. Challenges in this stage will also be focused on analyzing complex requirements and building innovative solutions. So for the last and most advanced challenge, participants will manage complex requirements on both functional and technical levels, focusing on data and metadata migration implications and a deep dive into the low-code or no-code realm. Right, so after talking so much about Salesforce, talking so much about our Salesforce offerings in terms of training and learning, I'll also like to share a little bit about our reviews that we have gotten, feedbacks about our training. So our Salesforce Career Launchpad gives people a vital experience to successfully deliver the most innovative Salesforce solutions for the world's best companies. Gaining practical knowledge and working on real-life scenarios give participants the expertise they need to become the most sought-after professionals on the market. They will hit the ground running, tackling the most complex business challenges and bring success to customers fast. So this is just an example of a junior Salesforce developer, Ms. Carolina, who has attended our Salesforce Career Launchpad. So she quoted that K2 University gave her a chance and the resources and support for her to succeed in the Salesforce career when she did not have any background or experience in IT. Right, so this is the end of my webinar today. Thank you so much for attending.